Hey ladies, so I am so excited. I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the wig on a live client. Whether you're sending these wigs off or whatever, it's the same steps on your head, a local client or an out-of-state client. So keep watching. So you just want to be sure your client's hair is braided all the way back, whether you braid it back, whether they braid it back if they're out of state, or however it may work. Make sure the hair is super flat. Have client hold wig hairline over her natural hairline and secure the back band in the combs. And as you guys can see, I did end up washing the entire wig, so you can't see the baby hairs anymore. So we're going to create the baby hairs again and cut more baby hairs to fit basically her hairline, since they've all been washed away when we washed the wig. Okay, so as I mentioned in the other video, when cutting, you want to start from the middle. I'm sorry, my hand is in the way, but you want to start from the middle of the hairline and go down and then start on the other side of the hairline. As you can see, this allows for the lace to basically melt into the client's scalp, even if it's not glued. And when I say melt into, I'm talking about the hairline of the frontal, not making it look like it's glued down or anything like that. So when you have a local client, you will basically customize the lace a little bit more than out-of-state clients, because you will cut excess lace that needs to be cut and different things like that, because it's basically a wig install and you're installing it onto the client's head. So just keep watching, and any tips that I want to share, I will come in and talk about them. And as you guys can see, when we tinted the lace, we got the lace exactly the color of the client's scalp. This is very, very important. I know I got a couple of emails and questions that some of you guys were scared to try to tint lace, but trust me, it's very easy. It makes the lace blend very naturally onto the client's scalp, where you cannot see where it starts or ends. So right here, I'm just playing around with it, and we're going to take it back off and we're going to put it back on so all areas of the lace are snug. Now you guys can see when we reposition it, you no longer see the lace lifting up. So if you're doing local clients and installing, when you cut the lace, you always want to take it back off and reposition the wig. I don't have an explanation as to why when you cut it, you can see where it needs to be laid back down properly. I just know once I do that, I take it back off again and put it back on, and you no longer can see the lace. And as you guys could see, this hits each side of her sideburns where she doesn't have to bring out any of her natural hair or anything like that. So it does definitely look like a lace frontal install versus a wig. So I'm just going to cut a little bit more baby hairs into this unit because I washed them away and they kind of scratched out and different things like that. So I'm just going to customize it to her head. And when you have a local client, you do not have to customize it first. You can customize it onto their heads. But for video purposes and teaching you guys, when we were customizing the frontal, I did customize this one so you guys could see. But I'm just doing it again. So basically you get a 2-in-1. Now you guys can also see how to customize the lace onto the client's head. So you're just going to mold it just like you molded the hair when it was on the mannequin. When you have your client, you're just going to mold it onto their hair with the same wrapping lotion that you use and just create a natural pattern for their hair. I do recommend, if you're going to have local clients, that you do these steps while it's on their head so you don't have to go back and recreate anything. Most of the time you don't have to, but to save time, you can do all of this onto their head. So if their appointment is a few days after you've already customized or whatever the case may be, you can do this step while it's on their head. And as you guys can see, like I said, her lace frontal actually reaches all the way down to her sideburns, which is ideal for clients with alopecia, clients that don't want to have to use glue, but they want the baby hairs a little low. This is perfect. So if you guys just follow all the steps that I gave you guys on making the wig, you can get all of your wigs to look the same way. Optional, optional, optional. This spray is optional. My client actually had an event after this, so I just sprayed the Got to Be Glued spray. If your client wants to wear their wig for a few days and then take it off during their appointment, you can spray that spray. That spray just holds the lace frontal in place for a while, probably like 24 to 48 hours. And after that, even if they go home and they want it off at that time, they could actually take it off at that time because it's just a heavy hairspray with the extra hold. So you can use that as optional. If your client plans to go home and take it off, you don't have to use that spray. So you're going to place your client under the dryer for about 10 minutes to allow for the foam and the spray to dry onto her hair. After that, she'll be good to go. Okay, so now you guys are just going to take this strip off of your client's head. After that, you're going to play around with the baby hairs, but as you guys can see, this has melted onto her scalp beautifully. It looks just like natural curly hairs from a natural curly hair girl or guy. I really, really love it. So I thank you guys so much for watching these videos for this course. I'm so glad the first course was a success. And if you guys are not installing these locally, trust me, your clients out of state, when you send them, their wigs will look the exact same way. All they have to do is apply them. If they wanted to do this trick, you guys can teach them how to do this, but their wigs will also be ready to go. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next course. Bye-bye.